We are live. I'd like to welcome everyone to another episode of Heart to Heart with Bree. Tonight's topic is living a Zen and holistic life. And my guest is Arlene Smith. Arlene, would you please introduce yourself to the viewers?
Hi, Bree. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Oh, you're
It's so nice
welcome.
to be here with you and your guests. I love following your conversations. I am honored. I am honored to be a part of your conversation this evening. My name is Arlene. I am the founder of ZenRN Holistic Nursing. I'm a registered nurse of 30 years. End of December coming is going to be 30 years. I can't believe it. I am a wife to an amazing man of 30 years, a mother to two adult children. And yeah, I'm excited to talk to you this evening about holistic health and holistic healing.
Yes, I'm very excited about this topic. And so I'll jump right into the first question. What is holistic healing?
Yes. Holistic is a buzzword that's been going around a lot lately. But holistic healing, first and foremost, is a comprehensive view of health. So we focus not only on physical body, which everybody is used to addressing the physical symptoms that you have going on within your body. We also focus on emotional, spiritual, even social, because we are whole beings, right? It's not just I have a pain and I need a pill to treat that pain. For me, I connected is where's that pain coming from? Why is it happening? And can you do something other than taking a pill to relieve those symptoms? So, holistic healing affects us emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and even socially, relationship wise. And this is what makes us humans.
So could we say it's like a mind body spirit connection?
Absolutely. Mind, body, spirit is definitely part of holistic healing. It's a direct link. It's a philosophy of care in which a wide range of approaches can be used to manage and maintain balance within your body. Many of
That's
the
great.
modalities that I use with my clients at ZenRN Holistic Nursing are not just from the West. I'm a nurse. So I believe in science. And if you need antibiotics, you absolutely need antibiotics, right? If you have something acute going on with you, you need to get emergent services. But there's a lot of Eastern complementary therapies that we can use, like meditation, like acupuncture, like chiropractic care, even is considered holistic. So we have other things that we can use to make you heal, maintain your balance, help you keep you healthy, and keep you on the right track.
I've actually been very interested in the Eastern their medicine practices, and I think combining them with the Western
Yeah.
way, I think it's a perfect marriage because I think you can take good from either side. I mean, what's your opinion on that?
Oh, absolutely. We have lots to learn. Our science is in a baby infantile stage, and compared to these ancient sciences that's been happening for centuries, 500, 5,000 years, meditation and yoga, and aromatherapy, holistic healing, plant therapy, those were all around before big pharma got in charge and got control. I can't turn on the television these days without seeing a pharmaceutical commercial for
True.
diseases that I'm thinking, I've never even heard of these diseases before. Are they making up diseases to sell us
True.
pills to? It's really scary and frustrating. And we have to take control of our bodies. We have to take
I
control.
agree. I
Yeah.
definitely agree. I remember years ago hearing one of my church sisters, an older lady, she said, once you're put on medication, then more than likely you'll be put on another medication to counter the first medication. And next thing you know, you're on all these pills.
She's right. She's right. We give a pill to treat the side effect of the pill that we gave to treat the symptom of the pill that can possibly have been managed by just prescribing relaxation, right? To prescribing walking, to prescribing something other than pharmaceuticals. And again, I want to stress, I am not anti-pharmaceuticals. I
Right.
just think that we need to also have options in order to be advocates for our bodies. And we have to take care of our health and be more preventative than treating the symptoms. Our healthcare system is not set up for health.
Yes,
Healthcare is it's a profit making machine that is set up to catch you in that cycle of
I
insurance,
agree.
hospital to pharmacies. It's more sick based than it is health based, and they don't have our good intentions at hand. And I say they, as I was part of the problem, being a nurse for 30 years, working at the bedside, working at all levels of healthcare, and I've seen the trend, and I only see it getting worse. I don't see it improving. So I had to make a stance, and I had to take my own advocacy and my own health in my own hands. And then I decided that I wanted to help my community and help others.
Your honesty is refreshing. I have to say that.
Listen, it might get me in trouble, but I'm always real. Thank you for that.
What led you to this lifestyle?
Ah, like I said, just seeing the cycle at the bedside at 30 years, seeing firsthand how our United States healthcare model was not beneficial. It's a for-profit model on every level. And after going on my own healing journey during the pandemic for me was an internal pandemic. It forced me to sit down, it forced me to stop. It forced me to have to clear my calendar because we weren't able to do anything. And when you're silent with yourself and you start going introspective and you start looking at things that you see that you don't like, you have to make a change. And that was my pandemic, my internal healing journey. And I went on a retreat. I was invited to a retreat by a good nurse friend of mine that is also on this journey. She's one of my mentors in my life, Brittany Cano, with Holistic Nurse Coaching, and it really got me started. I really was fascinated and wondering why this isn't available more often to African American women. Why am I the only one in here taking advantage of these very helpful, very simple things that we can do on a regular basis to make our lives better? So I also what got me into it. I'm my parents are Jamaican, so I feel like as if I have an ancestral connection. My mom, growing up, we always had herbs in the house. She was always curing us with natural remedies. We were seven of us, so she wasn't running to the doctor in the hospital every time we got sick. She'd go get some fever grass, and she'd rub us down with white rum when we have a fever, and slice up some lime and put us in the tub, and beat the fever out of us. So it's in my genes. And so as I've been growing through my journey, I can feel the ancestral ties and the ancestral pulls coming out of me. I think I'm built for it.
My parents are also from Jamaica. I
Oh,
had the privilege of living there for a few years, and my grandmother, I remember her using a lot of the old ways. And back then we laughed at it, but it's like now we've learned to embrace it and actually appreciate it, because I mean, there's a lot of value to what we missed out on, if to be
they knew
honest.
what they were talking about, Bree.
Yes,
They
it's
knew
true.
what they were talking about. They knew what we were doing. We did make fun of it because we've been brainwashed to take a pill and brainwashed to go into the system and go
Yes,
to the hospital. And again, I'm not anti-hospitalization. If you have an
I
acute
get it.
illness,
Yes,
if you need treatment, you absolutely need attention. When my clients work with me, I work in conjunction with their attending physician, and I tell them, you need to have an attending physician, and he
yes,
needs. I'm working with you, and all of anything that we're doing, he needs to document that as part of your chart. So our grandparents and our ancestors who grew up in the country, who grew up dependent on the plants, who grew up with that knowledge base. They're brilliant. I'm taking notes and learning from my mother and my relatives every day because I'm hoping to continue on.
It's true. I look back and I remember people would laugh at those who would use like coconut oil instead of lotion. Now it's the rage. You can't even afford to buy coconut oil anymore, to be
Sure
honest.
can.
But it does so much for the skin, for the hair, everything.
It's powerful. They're powerful. And
Yeah.
then just got back from a beautiful retreat in Jamaica, and the knowledge, we went on a farm tour, and the knowledge that I gained from the weeds that we have here in the States, that we use our weed whacker and we weed down, they boil it for tea in Jamaica.
Yes.
It's prevalent here. And I'm like, this is holistic. I can use this. And he pulled out the book and he listed, had me read off all of the symptoms that this weed that we pull up and dig up out of our yard can help and be beneficial to. So
Isn't that amazing?
it is. Knowledge is power.
Yes it is. Yes it is. What does being Zen mean to you? And please explain the word if you don't mind.
Sure, sure. It's so funny because I manifested that name. I changed my name to Zen RN way before I started my business.
Wow.
So I was thinking it and I manifested it. And to me, Zen is a Zen lifestyle is a balanced lifestyle. It's finding balance. It's it's giving as much as you take, right? It's playing hard and working hard. I promote being proactive with my health versus reactive. And if I take care of myself on all levels, my goal is to be dis-ease free. And to me, that's what Zen represents to me. Zen means um, being peaceful, being tranquil, and finding balance. And however balance looks to each of us is different. So that's a unique definition that when my clients come to me, I try to help them to figure out what is it that they're off balance with. Because if you're not balanced in your mental health, you're going to see symptoms in your physical health. And we'll talk more about that in a minute.
I'm glad you mentioned that because, to be honest with you, I believe in that whole mind, body, and spirit connection. And I have found that when I'm not balanced in all three, I feel it. I
Of
feel
course,
it.
to
It's like it's like, sometimes I may be doing great spiritually, but then I'm not working out.
that's
I'm
right.
not taking care of the mental health.
That's
So
right.
then that throws me off balance. And it's like I can read the Bible all I want, but if I'm not taking care of the other aspects, I'm thrown off.
You're absolutely right. You hit it right on the head. It's a triage of levels and aspects of care. We can be fit and firm, and we don't have a spiritual connection, and then
Yeah,
that puts you
true.
off balance. You
Yes,
can be healthy mentally. You can be overweight, right? And you can have a great connection. So
yes,
we are constantly working to get all three in alignment. At least for me. In
yes,
addition to those three aspects, there's social alignment. If you're in a poor relationship, that's going to affect your health. That's going to help affect you spiritually. If you don't have a healthy sexual life, that's going to affect you too. I mean, we're looking at the person as a whole. And when I meet with my clients and do an assessment with them, the three areas that I start with are physical, spiritual, and emotional. And that's just a tip of it. I can continue to go deep and peel back layers if we do find those three are in alignment, because there's always somewhere of alignment that we can recalibrate and
yes,
try to be balanced.
yes, yes. And I totally agree with what you're saying. Like since COVID,
Mhm.
a lot less activity.
Right.
I stopped socializing, didn't really want to be around anyone. And the next thing I know, because a few years back, I was down to a size 2, doing personal training. Even then, it was always about the whole mind, body, and spirit connection. Come
Yeah.
COVID, it threw me off
Yeah.
completely. It's like I've gained back a lot of weight, but then I look and I could see why. I was not balanced. Now, during that time, my spiritual life definitely improved. But
See?
it's like now it's like I feel like I'm being called back to that physicality that I kind of just threw on the back burner,
Yeah.
and it's like I've started to take care of my mental health because
Good.
I felt that was fine for a long time, but then it was like, you know what, it's time for a tune up.
Yeah.
So I realized just how important that is.
It is. You can't take care of one without addressing the other. It's so
True.
clear. It sounds so simple when you say it out loud, doesn't it? But
It's
it's for
true.
some reason it's people have a hard time grasping it. And when I break it down for them, they're like, "Oh, okay, it's not that difficult to understand." Because we all experience emotions. We all know how it is to sometimes feel depressed. We all know how it is to sometimes put on a little bit of weight, and we all know how it is to maybe not get along with a family member or a relative or have a relationship that's important to us. So when you're constantly working to be in alignment, that's when the zen and the balance comes in. And it's an
That's true.
ongoing journey, my friend. Continue to work, continue to pour into yourself. You're worth it and you're deserving of it.
I definitely agree with you on that one. What is the connection between healing emotionally, spiritually, and physically?
Yeah. So I like to explain the mind body connection with something simple like GI, your GI gut. We have all experienced GI discomfort, whether it's constipation or diarrhea, right? So you get nervous, you get into a situation that triggers you and causes anxiety, and then your gut starts to bubble, right? Not, no one punched you in your stomach. It was the anxiety or the nerves that you felt, the stimuli, that whatever that external thing that triggered you made your GI upset. So it's a direct link. You can't do one without the other, like we've said before. Or anxiety. You have that fight or flight feeling that we're all aware of. You come to a sharp
Yes,
stop when you're driving. You come to a sharp stop and you feel your body reacts to it in a way because of that trigger. So once you say it like that, people kind of get it. They kind of understand the mind is in control of the body. And if you can help to free your mind, then you can help to free up some of the symptoms that the body displays and the body shows.
that is making, I'm actually reading a book right now that someone recommended. And basically, that's what the book is talking about, that a
Yeah,
lot of illnesses are linked to emotional issues, mental issues. And it's just
absolutely.
amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely. People don't realize how powerful our mind is. And if
Yes.
we can get into a mind frame where we're in control of our thoughts and our reaction, and I'm not saying that you can't have outbursts, and I'm not saying that you're not going to have moments of depression. We all go through that because we're humans.
True.
And but you have to have tools in order to bring you out of it, right? And if you don't, then your body's going to start to show, it's going to start to leave residual effects physically that are measurable in your body. Staying mentally fit is so important.
I definitely agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the misconception that yoga is ungodly? And I'll have to ask you, do you believe in God?
Oh, I absolutely believe in God. I am a Christian. Like I said, I come from a Jamaican Christian mommy that beat the Bible verses in our heads every Sunday. To this day, if I call her up right now, she's gonna read me off a Bible verse. My Lord and Savior is Jesus Christ, but I am very conscious and aware that not everybody are Christians, right?
Yes,
And not everybody worships my God. So I have to meet my clients wherever they are.
I
Their
agree.
God might be Allah, their God might be Buddha. well, they may not serve a God. It's not my place to judge them, Bree. So I meet people wherever they are, not with the expectation for them to serve my God and believe in what I believe in. So absolutely, I am a Christian. Ungodly, I mean, I don't know why people people have the misconception that yoga is ungodly. It's not a religion at all. It's a,
Right.
it's a form of exercise. I mean, it's been around even before it predates religion. 5,000 years
Yes.
in ancient India is when yoga started. So I'm not quite sure why people have that. I know growing up Christian, we were always, I hate to say the word brainwash, but that's what it is, that nobody else's religion is as more important than ours, right? And
Yeah.
actually, that's just not true.
I think that until we learn
Yeah,
to respect the beliefs of others, then there will always be conflict. I
yeah,
think if we can learn to respect what others believe, because I think if I'm trying to force you to believe what I'm believing, then you're not coming to it naturally. I believe that God has his way of calling people, and
yeah,
I don't, it's like trying to play God in the lives of others, and my thing is, how will my light shine if I'm there being aggressive? And I'm, because it's like when if we're following Jesus's example,
yeah.
that's what I think we need to remember. And I respect where you're coming from on that.
Yeah, I mean, I am not that cocky enough to assume that everybody needs to worship my God. That's my personal relationship with my God, and I don't even deal with religion at all. I deal with spirituality.
Right.
Spirituality is a relationship with your higher power. Whoever your higher power is, I'm going to respect that. I'm not expecting you to believe my faith, whatever your faith base is. And I think as a nurse, after all these years, that's why I've been so open with my acceptance. Because I've taken care of Muslim patients and Buddha patients and Jewish patients of all religions. So I acknowledge and recognize that my God isn't the only God. Yoga, we don't practice. Yoga isn't a religion, and yoga actually is the only one, a small form of exercise that I do and I practice and I do with my clients. I do Pilates, I do spin, I love to dance. I play tennis for many many years. I ran 5K marathons. Yoga, to my body loves yoga because of the flexibility and
Yeah.
the joint motions that it has allowed me to develop. But it's not something that I do with all of my clients. And if they're not feeling it, then they're not feeling it. That's fine. There's plenty of other body movements that we can do. As long as we're moving our body, it doesn't necessarily have to be yoga. And yogis, we coexist. We love everybody. If you ever come to a community yoga class, you're gonna find black, white, female, young, old, Jewish, Christians. You have to coexist in this world.
I agree with you on that one. And I think that's such an important point. I
Yeah,
had to learn, my late son, I'll never forget when he mentioned to me that he wanted to join the Catholic Church. And I remember being very angry with him about it, because
really.
I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. And it was like, but that old Seventh-day Adventist way, it was like,
Yeah.
I I gave him such a hard time about it. And when he died, he had his rosary was next to him when he was found. He was found in a prayer position, and his rosary was next to him. And I remember saying, God, you have a sense of humor. And I made sure that he was buried with his rosary,
Oh,
and he had pictures of Jesus and Mary in his room, and I put a couple in his Bible, and I made and I learned a very tough lesson from that. And I remember a couple of sisters saying to me, you know what, he believed, and that was the important thing. And that
absolutely.
that taught me such a an important lesson. So I appreciate where you're coming from on that. I'd
Oh,
like to welcome my friend Joyce Lammy. Thank you so much for tuning in, Joyce. we're on at a different time today. I had to do that to accommodate Arlene. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you, Joyce.
Yes.
Awesome.
So, well, okay. How many years have you been practicing yoga? And I have to ask you this: is yoga something that you have to practice for a long time to get to that point of flexibility
Oh,
and all of that?
yeah, yes, absolutely. The more you do it, the more flexible and limber you get, obviously, right? And I've been practicing yoga since my mid 40s. So about 8 years now. I've been
Okay.
consistent though, only probably since the pandemic, since probably for the past 2 to 3 years, I've been consistent. And my body just loves it. My body loves the flexibility. And Yes, the more you practice, obviously, the more limber you get, the more you can elongate your spine, and the more you'll see the benefits within your body. Asanas, that's what I do. The poses, that's the branch of yoga that I practice, and also breath work, pranayama, doing breath work to help you relax and to help you loosen up the muscles and help it to elongate and stretch out. I've just found it very helpful for me and my clients who are not as limber, who want to be more flexible. You gain muscle tone, which is what you need for alignment and for your spine to stand erect as we get older. It's going to pull us up and have us walking tall versus the bent over. Um,
Yes.
I love the beauty of it. I love the poses. Um, yeah, it's been great for me and my body. Like I said, it's not for everybody. So if yoga isn't for you, then we can go for walks. My clients, I go hiking with my clients. We go for runs. We do spin together. There's anything to get a person moving is
Yes.
my goal. Is getting them off that seat and getting them moving.
Yes, so that's so important, which leads to my next question. Let's
Yeah.
address bad habits such as poor nutrition and the lack of exercise. How damaging are these choices? And they are choices at the end of the day.
Look at you. Okay, Bree. They're very damaging, Bree. They're very damaging. Studies show that a lack of exercise, and if the word exercise triggers you and it sends you into a cold sweat, then just say body movement. If I say body movement, people tend to be a little bit more accepting of that term. But the lack of body movement contributes to heart disease, type 2 diabetes, cancer, depression, anxiety, dementia, back pain, lower back pain. Lack of movement affects every aspect of our body, physically, mentally, internally, and externally. They say prolonged sitting is the new smoking.
I totally agree. I can tell you that the job that I have now, I sit at a desk all day.
Mm,
And it is the worst thing that could have ever happened to me. I love my job. But
mm,
it's like the lack of movement. There was a time I would take, and this was before the pandemic, I would actually take a 3 mile walk every day. I would take a break, and my boss was fine with it.
good.
And then I stopped doing it.
Yeah,
And then I could just feel this weight gain coming on. And then I got lazy and too comfortable sitting at the desk. And
yeah.
I definitely feel the difference in my body. And it's really it's like now when I get up and move, it's like I've been telling myself lately, this is not good, Bridget, because this is not who you are. I've always been a very active person. So
Yeah.
it's like my body is crying
Well,
for
it's not
me.
too late. It's not too late. Feed it. Put it to bed. Stop making it cry. Get
Yes, it's true.
even at your desk, even if you stand and walk and stand and stretch. I've been teaching a lot of chair yoga lately. A lot of my friends are in your predicament where they're working from home, but they're working in that humped over position in the laptop like this. So I'm reminding them to open their chest, to elongate their spine, to do some spinal twist in the chair. Whatever you can do, I have a brother, my older brother, another one of the amazing mentors in my life, who has been a paraplegic in a chair since the early 90s. And he is one of the most fit people I've ever known in my life. This man
Wow.
is muscle on top of muscle on top of muscle. And being a nurse, I know how many chronic diseases can come from being a paraplegic and not having the use of your legs, right?
Yes.
Sitting in a chair all day long. He is my idol. When I tell you, I look up to him so much because he eats clean. He's Rasta, so he doesn't eat meat. He's a personal trainer. He has Black women and sisters that he is working and helping them to get fit and to get healthy. And when I started on my journey, he was one of my primary people that I would go to. And he doesn't have access of his legs, Bree. What
That's
excuse?
amazing. That's
What
amazing. That's
excuse?
inspirational.
Exactly. We have no excuses. We have
And
his
that is, and that, that is the truth. I'd like to welcome my cousin Lennon Lashley. Thank you so much for tuning in. I
hello.
have to tell you, it's
Come on.
sometimes it's just that lack of motivation, which
Or
it's been, like I said, lately.
yeah,
I've just felt that calling to get back into it, because to go from being a personal trainer to like
yeah.
not doing anything, it's like it's I'm hurting myself.
Yes,
So, it's
and,
it's
and, and
it's,
it's not
it's
too late for you to correct that. Okay, so acknowledgement is the first step, right?
yes,
You
it
know
is.
that you can do better. You've seen your body in previous stages, so now it's a matter of a mind shift.
Yes,
Getting a coach, getting a health and wellness coach like myself. Part of what I do is hold you accountable, because we do get lazy. We do make excuses. We can make up 1,000 excuses, but finding time for
that
your
is so
body,
true.
right? Finding time to move your body, finding time to take care of yourself is worth it. It is
It
worth it.
is.
So
It,
I
it,
will
mo-
help
it
you.
definitely is. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah. And as far
Definitely.
as the nutrition, you asked, we talked about body movement. You asked me about nutrition also.
Yes,
That's a hard one. That's really hard. Why poor nutrition is something that we deal with on a constant and regular basis. I just got back from Jamaica a couple of weeks ago at a health and wellness retreat where the chef served us these vegan meals, and we were eating clean, and we were feeling good, and our gut was happy. And then I was inspired not to continue that lifestyle. When I got back home to the States, I'm really struggling because the availability of those clean, seasonal, non-processed GMO foods without added salt and added sugars are very limited. You know, our choices that are provided to us. Back in the 1950s, we were growing our own food. We were buying locally. We were preparing the food in a stress-free environment. We were eating together as a family. Today, we're eating on the go,
it's
right?
true.
We're eating at our countertops. We're driving as we're eating. We're eating at
It's
lunch.
true.
It is very hard to do the right things as far as nutrition, but we have to,
You
because what
have to, and it's truly like an investment in yourself.
it
And
absolutely
that
is.
is what, and it's like, because it's so ironic. This is what I would teach and preach. And it's like I have the knowledge. So it's like it's just time to do it again. And I know it. So it's like it's just
And you
Jackie,
got this.
my dear friend Jackie, my high school friend, she's saying, yes, you gotta move.
You got
Definitely, Jackie. I
Yes, Miss
mean,
Jack.
most definitely,
We have to
definitely.
move. So we have to shift our mind frame to the food that we put into our bodies. I really just learned this recently. Is it should always be to heal us, right?
Yes.
And I'm shifting from the mind frame right now of feeling eating to feel full, eating to feel satiety, and more to giving my body the foods that it needs to heal, the foods that it needs to run and to be its best. And that's an ongoing challenge, but it starts with one decision at a time, right? If you
Yes.
if you have a pizza being delivered at a lunch office and they have the option of pizza and salad, and you can just have the salad, then go with that choice. It's one choice at a time every time you go to eat.
And as you say that, I'm thinking mindset,
Yeah.
because it's like when I come home from work
Hmm.
and I'm in that mindset sometimes, like, oh my gosh, what a tough day. Or I may have had a conflict with one of my children, or, something. When I'm
Yeah,
about to
whatever
eat
comes to
with that mindset,
you.
right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I'm not exactly thinking about the healthiest of, the healthy choices.
I guess.
So does mindset should be playing a role in how we choose to eat? I mean, would you agree?
Absolutely. Our mindset is the one that makes the choices of what we put into our mouth, right? Because we have control. That's the one thing we have control over.
Yes.
We may not have control over what's provided for us and what options that we have. So we have to go with whatever options that are available to us, whatever's cost effective to us. Why is it cost more to buy a salad than it does to buy a McDonald's Happy Meal, right?
That's true.
They're targeting us for in our pockets to go with the more caloric laden choice. But we are in charge of that choice, and we cannot allow them, and when I say them, I mean capitalism in
Yes.
general, to lead us and hold our hand and tell us you're going to do this and you're going to do that. No, we're in charge of that. So my suggestion to you is, if you have those comfort foods, and food is love. This is a tough topic because food is love to us, right? Food holds a lot of emotion. Food is what we turn to when we are not feeling good, and how our mothers showed us love, especially as Jamaican mothers. They didn't tell us, "Oh, I love you." They said, "Come, let me cook for you," right? How they showed us their love. So it has a direct attachment to our emotions. So I don't beat down on my clients. I don't get on them when they slip or they have something that wasn't originally in their plan, because I get it. It's hard. It's not easy, but you can limit what you bring into your household. I try to stop buying chips because I know that's my downfall. I know if it's there, I'm going to eat it. So
Yes.
I don't bring it in the house, right? And so the choices that we make, little choices like that, is what we're going to see a difference. And when you start to see a difference and you start to feel good, you want to do it more and more and more.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can tell you when I was going through my divorce,
Yeah.
the things that I like to eat, like I used to eat these um Kit Kat bars every day. It wasn't even the king size, it was the extra large. I'm
No.
embarrassed to say it. I could eat one of those every night. I was drinking soda all day, all
Oh,
these things. And this, I did this for years. And I can tell you that the day that my ex-husband left, I went cold turkey and all those things.
look at
I
you.
didn't need them. And I realized that I was eating out of stress.
Yes, right.
I realized that I made the association, and I didn't even eat bread that I love. I
Mm,
didn't eat bread, I didn't eat cake, I didn't eat cookies, I didn't eat any of those things. And I lost a lot of weight. And it was like I did not have the desire for any of those things. So I realized then just how stressful the marriage had been for me.
yep,
So it's like making I think when we make the association, and that's what I'm starting to do, like, why
absolutely.
am I wanting to eat this, and
That's
trying to have a whole new mindset of, before I eat now,
That's
which is
exactly
not
what I do with my
easy.
clients. You hit it right on the head. Why is this emotionally tied to you? Why is this particular item your go-to item when you're
Yeah.
stressed out? And can we eliminate that stress, therefore eliminating the item? And I know we're going to talk about diets, but I don't believe in restrictive dieting. I don't.
Right. I don't think it works.
It doesn't work. It doesn't. If you tell me I can't have bread, guess what?
Makes you crave it more, right?
All day long. So I don't believe in stopping what you love completely. It's got to be everything in moderation. Instead of that extra large Kit Kat, it could have been the miniature Kit Kat.
And
Where
and it's true. What I learned from that, because like especially after not eating bread for a long time, I remember going on a cruise and I had some bread, and then it was like I couldn't stop. I
Uh,
was so, once that taste got back in my mouth, it was like, so I have to ask you, do you follow a particular diet? Do
mm.
you?
I coming back from this Jamaican retreat that I keep referencing and mentioning, I didn't eat meat for the whole time there. And I came back and I've been trying to, I'm in 14 days now, no meat. And it's just because I'm not saying that I'll never eat meat again. It's just
Right,
right now it doesn't serve me. I don't crave it. I don't want it. So I'm not going to, as a matter of fact, I got some oxtails downstairs cooking for hubby and right now. So I'm not saying that I'm never going to eat meat again. It's just right now it's not serving me. So I
right.
don't follow any particular diet. I believe everything is in moderation. I help
I
my
agree.
clients teach them portion control,
Yes,
which I think is a good discipline tactic anyway. You
it's
know,
true.
we all need discipline. And so I encourage my clients to do eat what they love, but keep the portion small. And the biggest trick and tip that I can give your guest is to eat out of a bowl or a saucer, a smaller plate. It makes the plate look full. It tricks your brain to think that it's full, but the portion size is much smaller than the big dish that we usually serve food on.
When you see what a serving size is, it's amazing when you really stop and think. I remember doing a presentation at church about that,
Yeah,
and my one of my Jamaican church sisters, she came up to me and she was like, real people can't live on on those portions. And then she was like, if a man went to Dick was it out in the field, working all day, he couldn't come home to that. And someone was like, but that's what she's thinking about. That meant, that physical work. A
that's
lot
right.
of people are not working on that
That's
physical
right.
level anymore.
That's right. You needed those big portions when you're out there burning off 6,000 calories at your job. Sure, come back home. But when you're sitting at home all day long and you're not moving your body like you need to, you don't need those large portions. And
I
you
agree.
definitely, a lot of the things that we consume give us those added unnecessary calories. The sodas, you know how sugary those are and how much calories. If you can just eliminate that, you're going to save a bunch of calories, right? For me, it was wine. I used to be able to down a bottle of wine a night coming home after a hospital shift. I
Yeah.
and the weight just sits right in your belly when you do that because
Yeah.
that's but pure sugar. So I'm not saying not to drink wine. I'm saying to have a glass,
Yes.
a bottle like I used to do, right? I'm saying to cut back on your glass size from 8 ounces to 4 ounces. That way you don't feel as if you're deprived. You're still getting that taste. Oftentimes it's just the taste that we need on the tip of our tongue just to satisfy that craving. So
That is
there's
so
so
true.
many things that you can alter and make changes to, and that's where a health coach can help you to identify and pinpoint and go, hey, let's try this. Hey, let's do that. But I'm very kind to my clients when it comes to nutrition because I understand how challenging it is. I get it. I get it.
Yes, it's the struggle is real, as they say.
Is real.
I'd like to welcome Johnny's. Thank you so much for tuning in, Johnny's.
That's my girl. Thank you, Janice, for the connection.
Thank you, Johnny's. I really appreciate the connection. I really do. So my next question is, why
Yes.
do you focus on Black women as
Uh,
your client? Well,
yeah.
for your clientele.
Yeah, you did. Black women are my target demographics because I love us. It's just plain and simple. I love us. We are deserving. We have carried the weight of the world on our shoulders. We continue to do so. And Malcolm X said the most disrespected person in America is the Black woman. The most what did he say? The most disrespected person in the world is a black woman. The most unprotected person in the world is a black woman. The most neglected person in the world is the black woman. And as a recovering superwoman personally in myself, I can relate to us. I can relate to the nuances and the struggles that we go through on a daily basis, the not so subtle racisms that we go through, the expectations that we do it all for less, the fact that our voices don't get heard oftentimes. Um, I think that we are deserving of healing, and that's why I target us, because I'm not saying I won't help anybody who comes to
Right. And I'm sure I knew that you didn't mean that. Yeah.
absolutely, but I love us, and I think that we need and deserve healing. We
Johnny says that's profound. Johnny
uh,
said that's profound. And you
think
know something? I think that a lot of people don't understand,
no,
you
they don't.
know, that there are many Black women who are in need of healing,
Huh?
but it would never dawn on them to pursue it. There are many Black women out there who have been conditioned to think that they are unworthy.
Hmm?
They are
Oh,
on earth just
listen. It
to
is the
serve,
biggest.
and to
It is
serve. Yeah,
biggest conflict that I have. The biggest thing when I have my clients is getting them to recognize their worth.
it's true.
And that's why I address us as queens. Janice knows, Janice and I go way back, and we always say, fix each other's crowns, right? We are queens. We see our royalty in each other. And I am the type of woman that I see a sister walking down the street, I go right up to her to speak and tell her how good she is today and compliment her on something, because she's got this weight, the weight of the world and this armor on her. And she's so not expecting another sister to come up to her and tell her, you look fly today. Your
It's
shoes
true.
are gorgeous. Your hair is fabulous. I love your earrings. Pay a Black woman, if you are a Black woman, pay another Black woman a compliment. You bring a smile to her face that she's going to remember for the rest of the day.
You know what? That is so true. I remember years ago someone telling me that, one day I will find my tribe. And
Oh,
I am
yes,
starting to see that, because
yes.
it's like who I have in my circle. It's like they want what's best for me as I want what's best for them.
And we
And
lift each other up.
we lift each other up. And I
Yes,
think we need to do more of that, because this is the thing. If I want you to shine, I'm shining right there. The
that's right.
fact that I want you to shine, I
That's right.
think too often we're our own worst enemies when we're trying to,
That's right.
speak badly about other people, put them down instead of just being supportive. I think that makes all the difference in the world.
Meeting people where they are, loving on them
Yes,
where they are, not being judgmental. I'm
yes.
so glad you brought up your tribe, because I kind of finally feel as if I've got my tribe. And I love being able to call up somebody if I need to when I'm depressed and go, hey, I'm having a really bad day, and I need to tell you about this bad day. And she is going to go, uh-huh, yep, all right, let's snap out of it. Let's figure out
Yes,
what we need to do. And you need that support system. And too often as Black superwomen, we think that we can handle it all ourselves, and we're not worthy enough to ask for help. We're not worthy enough to admit that we need assistance. Admitting that we need healing is not a weakness, ladies.
it's
It
true.
doesn't make us weak, it makes us whole, it makes us human, and we are all deserving of healing.
It's true. It's true. And, I say it every week. I started this podcast because I was on a healing journey. And I
Mhm.
knew that there had to be others out there who needed to be healed too. I
Yes,
think that it's important to recognize when you have that need to heal,
yes, ma'am.
because it's like, you and I had a conversation the other day, and I sent myself a text. I'll forward it to you, but I put, when we have a conversation from a place of healing,
Yes,
from a place of healing, it's easier to establish understanding, you
I
know,
love I
it,
love that.
from a place of healing. Because if I'm having a conversation based off my ego,
Mm,
I'll be defensive,
all
you
the time.
know, I won't be open to listening to another point of view.
Chris,
Healing is so important.
yeah, because you have to be willing to say, teach me. Let me learn
Yes,
from you. I don't
Yes,
know much about that. Can you explain that to me? I don't have to agree with you, Bree, but I
yes,
at least want to have the knowledge to go, oh, I have a choice, right? I can do this or
I
that.
agree.
Have the knowledge to know what it is now, and I choose this, versus don't tell me anything. Let me stay in my lane. Let me put my blinders on and let me just work in my own head. That doesn't do anybody any good. You don't grow as a person, right? You
I
never
agree.
get to be able to see another person's perspective, and it limits us. It
It's
limits us.
true.
So
It's
Black
so true.
women are deserving of healing. As far as I'm concerned, this country should have free mental health for us. For all.
It's
It should
needed.
bring
I
it up.
can tell you I think it's needed, and unfortunately the people who need it the most are the ones who resist it the
And
most.
oh, exactly. You're absolutely. You're never preaching to your who you need to get to, right? You're
It's
always preaching
true.
to the choir.
It's true. I will tell anyone. It makes such a difference, and it will set you free. I'm
Yeah.
going to move on to the next question. Now, I know that you can't stay past 6.
No, no, no,
So,
no, no. I'm good. I cleared my schedule for you.
oh, you did. Oh,
I
great.
cleared. Take
Okay.
your time. I didn't tell you that. I'm so sorry.
Okay, okay,
I
good.
cleared my schedule for you. I said, I'm not going to rush you because I've watched your previous interviews and I see how thoughtful you are. So I did not want to put you in the spot like that.
Thank you so much. But I tell you what, I still want you to come back because
Yeah,
I
sure.
was I was planning. Okay, we'll probably have to do a part 2, but no, this is great, so we'll be able to finish. So
Yeah.
I have to ask you, how do we go about embracing the Zen holistic life?
Oh, I love that question. Um, I say start with feeding your body the nutrients that it needs, right? The saying that I have adopted ever since planning that Jamaican Rastafarian cultural and spiritual health and wellness retreat is vital is vital. Anything that we're putting in our bodies, the Rastafarians had it right. It
They
needs to feed
did.
us. So they had
Do
it
you
right.
remember
We have to
people
tell.
used to, because they didn't eat salt and all of people thought they were crazy, but
They
you
were
know what?
crazy.
They were doing the right thing.
Now I'm like, I'm doing so much research. I'm reading up on them. I'm like, gosh, it's so simple when you think about it. Feed your body life versus
Yes.
death, right? So I would start there. I also back to what we were talking about before, move your body. I encourage you to do it whatever form and fashion of all levels, whether it's walking, whether it's dancing. As a matter of fact, an Australian study just came out that said dancing is the best form of body movement to reduce depression, better than
Love
running,
to dance.
better than yoga, dancing. We all love to dance, right? So
Yes.
moving our bodies, drinking water. Drinking water, we are 60% water in our body, so we have to hydrate and we have to replenish it. If you don't like water, a little slice of lime and a little slice of lemon goes a long way to help the
I
palate.
have to do that more because I do not like the taste of water.
Get
And
it?
a
I
lot
do.
of people ask me, how could you not like water? But I honestly don't like the taste of it.
And that's fine as long as you flavor it with whatever it is that's going to make it palatable for you to take it down. By the time we are thirsty, Brie, it's already too late. Our mind or our body is already dehydrated, so we have to constantly be sipping and sipping all throughout the day. We don't have to sit there and gulp. And even the bottled water is not the best for us, but it's what we have available to us, right? So we have to
Yes.
work with what we have to available to us. Get enough rest. I would say sleep is very, very important. Quality of sleep is better than quantity. Everybody is different. Some people function really, really well on 6 hours. Some people need their 8 hours. Whatever it is that your body needs, but make sure that you try to stay in a routine that your body can get used to. And I got to get on my soapbox for a minute, if you don't mind.
No.
I tell my clients, do not sleep with your phone charging at your bedside.
Oh, really? That's what I do.
It's one of the worst things that we can do because, first of all, I'm not quite sure what that phone is radiating. But secondly, when we get that 3 a.m. tap on the shoulder from God, is what I call it, and you wake up in the middle of the night, the first thing I would do is reach for the doggone phone. And that phone will get you into down to a rabbit hole and a spiral. So I charge my phone in my office or away from my bedside, that
Wow.
if I wake up, it's going to force me to talk to God, listen to his voice, whatever he's saying to me, or continue to prepare my body to fall back into sleep. But sleeping with that phone by your bedside is going to be too easily accessible for you.
Wow.
Yep. Find healthy ways to cope with stress. So I teach my clients meditation, breath work, um, body movement, again, dance. Dance is a great stress reliever. Please continue to do that if you're doing that already. And other way of embracing the Zen holistic health lifestyle is balancing work, life, and play. We just can't keep pushing ourselves as Caribbean people. We work 10 jobs, man. We
Let me
work
say work, 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 and work. It's
nonstop, and it's
yes,
because it's in our DNA. My 81-year-old mother, I took her on her first vacation probably 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
wow.
81 years old. Now she's been to Jamaica. She's been home to Jamaica. When she goes to Jamaica, it's not a vacation for her.
Right, right.
I
It's the
can't consider.
same for my mom. I agree.
I took her where she didn't have to cook. She didn't have to do anything. She didn't have to think about it. It was a true vacation. And we retired her right before the pandemic. She's 81. We retired her just 3 years ago. She would have kept working if we
Yeah,
didn't force her to sit down, go enjoy your yard, go enjoy your grandkids. It's in our DNA to work all the time. So I am begging for us to find a good work life balance. Play just as hard as you work. You're deserving of it. You're worthy to do that. And it's
that's where I am right now, trying to
good.
find that work. And it's like I work a lot,
I know.
and it's just trying to find that balance.
Yeah.
It's like when I'm not working, I don't even know what to do with myself anymore. And
Yeah.
it's like I want to get back to that point where, you know, I have other interests besides just going to work, you know?
Yes. Strongly suggest and recommend that, because if you don't tell your body to stop and rest, it's going to rest for you. And it's
It's
not going
true.
to do it in a way that's healthy for you. It's going to break down and it's going to force you to rest. So I'm not saying this, work, please. We all need money, right? We have to work, but plan fun things that you have to look forward to.
Yes.
A trip, and make that be what you're working towards versus working just to be working.
And you know what? I'm glad you said that because I took my first vacation in about 4 years recently.
Yeah,
And I realized that I actually missed going on vacation.
of
I
course.
missed the planning, the
Yeah,
packing, the choosing the outfits. I
yeah.
forgot that was a lot of fun,
Oh my,
know?
it's the best part. I remember Johnny saying that on your interview.
Yes.
It's one of the best parts, and just the looking forward and the anticipation of it.
It's true. It's
It's
true. It was
really
like medicine. It was like medicine.
fun to
Honestly, it did something for me. And it's like, okay, you have to do more of this. You can't just work, 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 work. You have to take vacations. You have to take time. My mom, when I talk to her, she'll ask me, when was the last time you spoke to so and so? And it's like, to be honest with you, it's been a long time. Oh, you were such good friends. And it's like I'm saying in my mind, we're still friends. I just haven't had the chance because when I get off from work, it's like I don't even want to think about anything.
Yeah.
So I get it. So it's like when you get to that point where you're no longer being social, you're no longer, it does take away from your quality of life, I do believe.
You're absolutely right. You have to find moments to connect with people. We're humans. We need relationship. We need that voice. That if the pandemic didn't teach us anything, it taught us that, right?
It's true.
That social relationship. It makes us who we are as people. So please go reach out to your girlfriends that your mommy is reminding you of.
It's true because, and I tell you, the saddest part of all was because of COVID, I'd gotten to the point where I didn't even want anyone to hug me.
Mm.
I'd become so paranoid and I did not want anyone to hug me. And I remember my daughter came to visit And I remember someone saying to me, "You wore a mask when your daughter and her family was visiting." And I was like, "Well, they said you wear a mask if you're around other people." But I,
Yep.
I got to the point where I was able to stop doing that. But I remember my daughter saying, "Mom, I want a stand-up hug,"
Yeah.
and I felt, and I was glad to hug my daughter. And that's when I realized, oh my
Oh,
gosh,
I
we
miss
need
that
to be
connection.
connected. Yes, it's so important.
Yeah, yeah. We were all scared, my friend. I mean, that time was really, really devastating for so many of us. You
It
know,
was.
it opened my eyes to a lot of things, and like I said, it was my internal pandemic also, and it started me on my awakening and on my journey. And as devastating as it was, and as many people as we as died and we lost, and me losing personal friends, it was something that I think we kind of needed to go through in order
Yes,
for us to stop in our tracks and reevaluate our lives. That
it's
it was
true.
very it was needed for me.
As a nurse, I can only imagine like the I was saying to the job I used to work in a nursing home, and I remember thinking to myself during that time, thank God I don't work in that environment anymore because I would have been a nervous wreck.
It was tragic. It definitely was.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay, I have to ask you my next question is, how
Yeah.
do you suggest your clients start and end each day?
Oh, I love this. Quiet time. Start and end your day with quiet time, whether that be prayer, whether that be meditation, whether that be reading your Bible, whatever that is. You don't even have to get out of the bed. If you lay there for a few minutes and just close your eyes and just do whatever it is to you, right? We all have our different belief systems. So, whatever your belief system is, I say you leave your eyes closed and lay there and quiet your mind. Plan out your day. Think about what all do I have to do today, right? The worst thing you can do to start your day is to grab your phone and to jump on social media. The second worst thing you can do is to turn on the news. They love pushing that morning
I
news
agree. I
in the
agree with you.
want all of that negativity to feed into me first thing in the morning. No, I need to quiet my mind. I do a Monday mindful meditation to start your day off with purpose and intention every Monday on my Facebook Live, because I used to dread Mondays. I used to
Yeah,
hate my Sunday night coming. The knots in my stomach used to turn, knowing what I had to go back on Mondays to face. So I said, you know what? I'm going to change my mentality. I'm going to change my mind frame. And I'm going to start my Monday with intention and with purpose. So quiet time, definitely. I would also say to make sure that you have an attitude of gratitude. So I love telling my clients to have a journal at their bed at night. And before they go to bed, jot down two or three things that they're grateful for. And then in the morning when you wake up, read back those things to yourself. The
yes.
more we have an attitude of gratitude, the more it comes back and it reciprocates itself to us. The more we show appreciation. And when I say gratitude, I know we're grateful for our health and we're grateful for our family and we're grateful for the roof over our head. Break it down to little things. I'm grateful for the AC in my house,
Amen.
the soft, comfortable bed that I'm sleeping in, right? I'm
Yes.
grateful for this job that I have that may drive me crazy, but it provides the income I need to pay the bill collectors, right? So dig a little bit deeper with your gratitude, and the more you acknowledge, then you kind of your mind shift your mind frame shifts a little bit. But
That you know what that is so true. I like to start my days with a morning devotion.
of
I
course,
like to say a prayer before I go to sleep.
yes,
That morning devotion sets the tone for the day.
it does.
Sometimes when I go to work and things are like hectic from the very beginning, but something in that morning devotion will come back to me
Yep,
and calm me down, help
yep.
me to feel centered. And
And
then, and then stopping in the middle of the day, like if I feel like people are starting to get on my nerves, that quick little prayer, to keep to calm myself down and to, because
And
there was a time I had so much anger, and if you just said this, I was ready, and it feels so much better to be this way now.
and when you don't do your devotion, don't you feel that your day goes differently?
I feel the difference.
Mhm. Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel the difference. It's like that morning devotion. Now, there have been times where maybe I was feeling overwhelmed,
mhm,
feeling angry,
mhm,
questioning God, like, why are you allowing this to happen? And not doing the devotion.
mhm.
But it's like the day doesn't seem to go well. I just don't feel right that whole day. And then I just have to have that conversation with God. It's like, clearing the air with God, so to speak. But it's like, I was upset. But it's like as the day goes on, I may understand certain things. Things may make more sense. But it's when I don't do the devotion, it forces me to face things sometimes, because sometimes we sweep things under the rug
That's right.
and we don't want to deal with them. But it's like
Exactly.
we have to put thought into life. And I like what you said, because too many of us, and I have been guilty. The first thing is grab the phone.
Phone. And that's the most toxic thing that we can do. You want to start
I
your day
agree.
off with positivity. You want to start it with purpose. You also want to take a drink of water. That's another thing that I recommend is you start your day. Put water in your empty stomach. That's going to jumpstart your gut. It's
Okay.
idea is that we want to have a good bowel movement in the morning
Okay.
and then when we break our fast, break it with something that is water filled, like a water filled fruit versus the heavy starchy breakfasts that the TV is constantly encouraging us to eat. And that's just going to clog up our stomach and slow us down. And then we feel sluggish throughout the entire day. So prayer, meditation, devotion, whatever quiet time it is that you do before you even jump out of bed. Ignore that phone. Those notifications they need to be on do not disturb anyway.
Yes.
You are in charge of your phone. No, I don't have any phone tell me when to pick it up. I'll pick it
It's
up
true.
when that's how I have to look at it.
Well,
I mean,
that makes perfect sense. Well,
right?
this will lead to my next question. Inner peace. Inner peace.
Please.
Inner peace is something that so many of us yearn for, and it seems to be so unattainable. How can we achieve this? I mean, even as a Christian, I have my moments.
Of
I'm
course.
getting to a place where I'm understanding things a little better now, but it's turmoil not to feel inner peace.
Yeah, wow. I think we all striving for inner peace, right? That's a heavy one. That's a deep question. And I think inner peace differs for all of us.
Yes.
So I think how we can get there and how we can achieve that is going to be different for all of us. For me, inner peace can be, it can be a nature walk. I find
Yes.
inner peace in a nature walk. I find inner peace in my meditation. I can find inner peace in forgiving someone who doesn't deserve to be forgiven. Right?
Yes.
I can
Yes.
I find inner peace in a beautiful sunset and in a beautiful sunrise. I don't know if I'll ever get to the point where I'm forever peaceful, but there are moments of inner peace that we can incorporate into our day to help us to feel fulfilled and to help us to feel content and to help us to negate those negative emotions that oftentimes set us off. Inner peace is an ongoing journey, my friend. I
I
haven't
agree.
yet. I'm continuing to work there. I'm not perfect, but I find ways to figure it out and see how I can have my moments of inner peace.
Let's talk about the importance of self-care and relaxation.
Yes. Listen, you need and deserve self care. I don't know why I struggle with my clients, reminding them, encouraging them, reinforcing to them that they are deserving of self care. And self care doesn't have to be these big, elaborate, Instagram worthy gestures. It can be going for a mani pedi, It can be a day at the beach. Self-care can be a girls' night out. I went to a paint and sip last night with a bunch of girlfriends got invited to, and we were painting. And I can just feel the creativity just starting to pour out
Yes.
of me onto the canvas. That's self-care. That's utilizing a part of your brain that you don't get to utilize on a regular basis. So relaxation is earned and deserved.
Yes.
It frightens me how undeserving many of us feel. We think that we are workhorses. We see ourselves as workhorses, and if we stop and sit still for a few minutes, we're looking around to see what else we could be doing. I can be doing something else with this time.
Yes.
But you gotta relax, and you have to incorporate relaxation. Schedule it into your schedule. If you're that busy, you need to schedule 10 minutes of relaxation into
It's
your
true.
day and
It's
self-care
true.
into your day. And it can be those little things. Now, if you want to do a self-care and have a big, grandiose project, come to Jamaica with us on our next retreat. I'll take care of you and make sure that you have self-care going on. But those are far and few in between. We need self-care on a daily basis. It
It's
could be
true.
facial. It could be a home facial that we do for ourselves. It could be
Yes.
ourselves a manicure. Self-care is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It is
I
mandated
agree.
to be in your whole self.
I definitely agree. Like you mentioned, sometimes it's like when it's time for me to go and take, do my manicure and pedicure. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired from work. I don't even feel like going. I do that quite a bit. And then it's like, I'll look at my nails and it's like, oh God, they look like claws. I need to go and take care of them. And when I go, I feel so much better. I think they look pretty. I look at them and I feel like, you know what? Why do I
Right?
make such a big deal about going when I enjoy it so much?
You do so much for others, and as caregivers, especially if you're a caregiver, we have to be able to fill our vessel up in order to give, right? We got to pour
Yes.
to ourselves. And I've become very selfish, and I'm not ashamed to say it. We're at a transition stage of our lives. My husband and I, we're empty nesters. The kids are grown, they're doing their own thing, and I'm like, this is my me time, this is my grown
Yes.
sexy moment. I'm enjoying it, and I'm not going to make excuses for why I cannot go and get a pedicure. And you don't need a pedicure once every month or every 45 days. We can rock a pedicure for a good 30
No,
days.
it's true. It's true. It's no,
It's
it's
not like
it's
you're going
it's
every week.
it's the truth. It's the truth. But I tell you, the last one that I had, I remember just feeling so relaxed. And
Yeah.
it's like you need to stop making a big deal about going to get it done and just go because you
Let
actually
somebody
enjoy
rub on
it.
your feet and give you a nice massage and make you look so pretty. You feel so good
It's
afterwards.
the truth. It's the truth. I mean, on my last cruise, I actually had a massage done. And
Oh,
it felt so good. And I remember saying to myself, I wish I could afford to do this every week, but I'll try to do it every 3 months.
yeah,
I think I can work that in my budget
that's
because
right.
it felt really good. But I'm like, these are the things that I need to do for myself, as well as working out, doing better with my nutrition and all of that. But I need to incorporate things like massages and trips to keep myself going.
Because Bree, if you don't do it, who's going to do it for you?
It's the truth.
Honestly, I
It's the
mean,
truth.
our body, we're literally walking around and carrying it around. But I have to make myself a priority because I can't expect anybody else to make me a priority if I'm not making myself a priority. And
It's
I'll
the
go
truth.
say it again. You are deserving. That's my tagline.
It's the truth. And I definitely agree with you on that one. So, my
Yeah.
next question is what would you say to those who are stressed out and clueless on how to relax and unwind? And first, I have to say especially to the women out there, it's okay to relax. It's okay to feel that need to unwind. It
Yeah.
is okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And stress, unfortunately, is inevitable, right? It's going to
Yes.
happen. It's part of life. We're not going to be able to eliminate our stress. Unless you're a millionaire living on a private island somewhere, somebody somehow is going to stress you out.
True.
It's about managing the stress. It's about having the tools that you need to manage the stress. Life is going to happen. What the young people say, life be life.
Life be life in. Yes.
They crack me up because it's true. Life be life in, but how are you going to manage that life when it's thrown at you? Do you have the tools in your arsenal to address it and to manage it and to not let it seep into you internally? That is what we need to all have in our wheelhouse. So it's one
Yeah.
of the things that I train with my clients, because if you do not manage stress, stress will kill you.
It's
And
true.
I'm not, it's not hyperbole.
No,
Stress will,
it's the truth. It's the truth.
yeah, if it could be stressing you out to the point where you have an acute cardiac arrest, right? It could be chronic stress to the point where it seeps into your body, and next thing you know, there's cancer and there's diabetes and there's back in issues and there's GI issues. We need to be able to manage our stress. What outlets do you have that when somebody cuts you off in traffic, or when your boss makes you angry, or when your children don't obey you, what tools do you have to manage that stress so you don't internalize it and it doesn't show itself up in physical symptoms? And so
Yes.
I sit with my clients and I have them look at their stress, look at the source of it, see if there's anything we can do to address it and minimally manage it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what I would say.
How do you help your clients to stay on track?
Ooh, a coach like myself holds their clients accountable.
Yes.
And we all hate that word, but you need that. I've had many coaches throughout my life that have held me accountable. That cheerleader, that person who pulls you up, that person who pushes you and reminds you of why you're doing what you're doing. Remember,
Yes.
remember we talked about that goal. Remember, let's go back to that. Let's go back and revisit why we're on the journey that we're on. So
Yes.
accountability is huge with me and my clients. I am reaching out to you. I am texting you. I am meeting up with you. I am getting with you. I am talking to you on a regular basis to ensure that you stay on track. I'm so thankful. I've mentioned a few of the mentors that I've had over my life in this conversation with you, and I'm so thankful for them. They've helped me to develop and to be the person that I am. So I am your accountability coach. And you can get angry with me and you can get upset with me. But that's okay. I just love on you. I love on you until I see you thriving to be the best version of yourself.
Accountability is so important. It really and truly is. I'd like to say hi to my mom. She's saying hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Mommy, I'm on earlier than usual tonight because Arlene, she couldn't start at 7. So you're actually early. So that's fine. But thank you for tuning in, Mommy. I really appreciate you doing that.
Sorry, Mom, to throw you off schedule. I can't. I've been up since 5:30 this morning. I have
Oh
not
my gosh.
stopped. I
No,
have been
I
uploading since 5:30 nonstop.
No, I get it. I'm up every day at 5. I leave home for work like by 6:30. It's
Yeah.
like no, I totally get it. I have to ask you about the picture in the background. I've
Ah,
seen this. I believe I've seen it before. Is it
the
chakra healing or something? Okay, so I'd
chakras.
love for you to explain that.
Sure. Chakras are energy, um, and energy life forces throughout your body. So it starts at the sacral. And if you think of a chakra as a spinning wheel, a vortex of energy, and
Okay.
oftentimes they represent every one of them represents. So the red is your root chakra, the orange is your sacral, yellow is your solar plexus, green is your heart chakra, blue is your throat chakra, Purple indigo is your intuition, your third eye. And then the white is your crown chakra, your spirituality, your relationship with your God. And when one is off alignment, just like your mind body connection, when one is out of alignment, you'll see symptoms in your body. You
Okay.
lose your voice, your communication. You're not communicating as strongly and as clearly as you had been and you should. Oftentimes, your throat chakra is blocked. So there are meditation and visualizations that you can do, and even Reiki that we can do to help open up that clogged chakra.
Okay.
The idea is to have all of the seven energy vortexes spinning in alignment, and that's when we are at our most balanced self. So it's
Balance.
an ongoing thing. When your hips are tight, when your hips are loose, are tight, and we hold a lot of tension and trauma in our hips, then we don't feel grounded. Our root chakra is off balance. So I do with my clients a lot of hip opening exercises to help them open up those hips, and to you can almost feel the release when you're done. You feel lighter, you feel stronger. So yeah, that's what those are chakras.
Okay, because I'm glad I asked you because I've seen that and I've heard that chakra, but I wasn't sure exactly what it was. So I'm so glad I asked you that.
Absolutely.
So my last question for the evening is, how can potential clients connect with you?
Oh, that's easy. Go to my website. And for your listeners, Bree, I am going to allow them to have 30 minutes with me. Go to my website, book your complimentary holistic health assessment. You'll get 30 minutes of my time where I sit with you. It's unlike any health assessment that you've ever done
Okay.
because it's more holistic, it's more spiritual, it's more mental, it's more emotional. I hit those areas where we find that you can grow a little bit more. And I
Okay.
like to do it via video because I like to see the people that I'm talking to and connect with them. I also can really look into a person and tell whether they're legit or not. So I like to do it via video. And so from there, I customize a plan of care for each individual. And we can decide whether working together and having me as a coach for them to help them to be more balanced and to be the best versions of themselves is worthy to them and worth
Now,
it.
can your services be covered by insurance?
No, I'm cash based only. Um,
Okay.
I'm trying to get out of the matrix of the healthcare.
Okay. I totally understand.
So I'm cash based only, and my packages vary depending on how much time we need to spend it with each other. I have
Okay.
packages with 5 sessions, 7 sessions, or 9 sessions, and that's going to be determined based on the goals that you are trying to accomplish. You set the goals, you set the terms. I just work within your purview, and I try to do my best, like I said, to hold you accountable to those goals, to figure out your why we're doing what we're doing. And I meet via Zoom. You don't have to be local here in Florida. Wherever you are, all over the country, you can find me at Zen RN Holistics. There's an S on the back of that. .com. Book your complimentary 30-minute assessment with me today, Bree. Encourage your listeners to do so.
Please give it a try. I'm actually thinking about it because
You should, because you know what? You mentioned so many things that I'm like, oh gosh, we can work on that together. We can work on that together. I would love minimally take the assessment with me because I'm going to help you to look and uncover and reveal some things. So minimally, it's no cost. You can do that. That's my gift to you. And
thank
we
you. Thank you. Because, I've been doing therapy. I've been back in therapy for a little while, which has been great.
good.
And, it's like I'm open minded, all a part of the healing process,
Yes,
all a part of the healing process.
so necessary. Therapy doesn't make you weak. Therapy does.
No, makes you stronger. I think it has done so much for me. So no, I tell you, I really enjoyed this. And
Oh,
I would love for you to come back.
I would love to come back. There's so much more we can talk about. Let's plan a part
Absolutely.
two.
Definitely, definitely. I will definitely be in touch with you so we can set that up. And I'd like to ask you, do you have any closing thoughts?
Um, my closing thought would be do something for your body today that it will thank you for tomorrow.
I love that. I love that. Arlene, thank you so much. You
Peace
taught
and
me a
love,
lot to
my
know.
sister.
You taught me so much because I wasn't sure what to expect, but this goes much deeper than what I thought.
Uh,
And I think it's wonderful. I think you're doing a great job. And thank you so much for being on my podcast.
Thank you for the platform. Thank you for allowing me to educate. I hope I opened some minds to some of your listeners, and I'm available. So take advantage of the opportunity to connect with me. And I look forward to sharing more space and more time with you. I love your energy. I love what you're doing. Keep it up, my friend.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And once again, Johnny's, thank you for the connection.
Yes,
Thank
no,
you. Thank
that.
you so much. Thank you so much. I'd like to wish everyone a blessed week. Once again, thank you so much, Arlene. Take care. God bless. And I'll